While playing my usual dwarf games, I suddenly realized something. My own dwarf game didn't have beer. So I did what every serious game developer would do.
Round of Oilios, please. Much better.
You see, in my game, your dwarf only had one hit point. Sounds hardcore, right? But turns out a bunch of players told me that the game was actually too easy. Why? Because there weren't enough real threats to make that 1 HP matter. Therefore, I started brainstorming new enemies and obstacles to raise the stakes. First, I came up with these sneaky little mushroom people. At first glance, they look like normal mushrooms, but when you get close, they spring to life and release a cloud of toxic spores. And they are not alone. There are also these little wizards I call mold casters. They hurl slow-moving bolts of moldy magic that actually tracks your movement. Also, one of the sigils now spawns inside the grotto where these mushrooms folk live. So if you're aiming for the best win condition, you'll have to face them. The same goes for the goblin camp. It still holds a worthy treasure, but now also spawns a sigil, so that's another strong reason to try and bust their camp. On top of adding new enemies, I also tweaked the King's Patience system. This turned out to be a pretty controversial topic. Some players felt the king was too patient and offered no real challenge, while others said the ticking clock stressed them out too much. And since it's basically impossible to please everyone, I decided to stay true to my original vision. The King's Patience is a core part of Orblaze, and I don't want to get rid of it. That said, there's no denying it needed a bit of a rework, so here's what I changed. Overall, the king is more impatient now. You'll have less time to wander around, especially in the later tributes. But to balance things out, time now carries over when you complete a tribute. So if you finish early, that extra time rolls into the next one. No more penalty for being efficient. With these changes, the pacing definitely got more intense. Maybe a little too intense. Even I was struggling, and I know all the ins and outs of my game. So yeah, it became clear, I had to balance things out again. That whole 1 HP thing, it had to go. Well, at least partially. I didn't want to just slap on some generic health system. I wanted something with character, something more dwarfy. And what's more dwarfy than a good old mug of beer to lift your spirits? So now you can buy beer at the Miner's Guild shop. Well, technically it's dwarven ale, but you get the idea. It's not just for flavor. It's how your dwarf heals and grows stronger. Here's how it works. You now start with 2 HP, represented by these beer feel pips. If you take damage, you lose 1 pip. If you hit 0 HP, you die and the run is over. But here's the twist. Buying a mug of beer heals you if you're injured, and if you are at full health, the beer increases your max HP by 1. Each mug gets more expensive than the last, no matter how you use it. So, do you spend your hard-earned dwarf coins on tools, tributes, or beer? Choose wisely, because stall your economy on drinks and your entire run might fall flat. And if that happens, well, you already know, the King's Patience doesn't last forever, especially after the changes in this last update. As a result of these changes in the health system, the Chainmail item kind of lost its purpose. And to be honest, it was already one of the weaker items. It overlapped a bit with the Elven Boots and it broke after blocking just 1 hit. So I gave it a little buff. Now, when you equip the Chainmail, you get 3 non-renewable points of armor. Each time you take damage, you'll lose 1 of these armor charges before dipping into your precious beer-filled life bar. If you want to try all these changes for yourself, the demo of Orblaze is available right now on Steam. As always, the best way to support me is by adding the game to your wishlists. It really helps boost visibility with the Steam algorithm. And if you want to go the extra mile, you can also become a channel member by clicking this button right here. Either way, it's a huge help on my solo game dev journey. So, what's next for Orblaze? With the next fest coming up in June, I'll be shifting back to bug fixing and responding to all the feedback from those of you playing the demo. I'll also try to sneak in some quality of life improvements and polish, time permitting. That's all for now, thanks for watching and until next time.